my name's Kat, and I'm the children's librarian here at the Tewksbury Public Library. Thank you for joining us for our kids cooking class this week, where we are going to make one of my favorite dishes, strawberry shortcake. Of course, before we get started, if you have long hair, you want to pull it up. If you have long sleeves, you want to roll them up. And you have to wash your hands, no matter what. Now, to make strawberry shortcake, you only need 3 things. You need whipped cream, which we're going to make in a minute. You need strawberries, which we're going to cut up in a minute. And you need some sort of cake. A lot of people use angel food cake or pound cake. Biscuits are very traditional to use as well. That's always delicious. Today we're going to be using these dessert shells that I found at the grocery store near the strawberries. They look delicious. Next up, let's cut our strawberries. You're going to need a grown-up's help with this part because you're going to need a knife. First, you take your strawberry, make sure it is washed. I washed all the berries ahead of time. We're going to cut off the top here. We don't need that. We'll put that to the side. And then we're going to cut this down the middle very carefully. So I have 2 halves. And then going to cut each of those down the middle. So I have 4 quarters. And then I'm going to cut each of those in half as well. If it's a really big strawberry, you might want to make smaller pieces, but for what we're doing, this is just fine. You're going to want just about half of a carton of strawberries, and you can eat the rest. The next thing we're going to do is take our strawberries and take some sugar. We're going to put about a tablespoon of sugar right over the berries and mix it up with a spoon. And then we're going to put this to the side and leave it alone for a little while. Now we're going to make our very own whipped cream. I got this bottle of whipping cream at the store. You want to make sure you get whipping cream or heavy cream. You don't want light cream or half and half or milk because it won't whip up the right way. We need 1 cup of this heavy cream. Whole cup in there, and we'll just pour it right in. If you want to double the recipe, this actually has 2 cups in it, so you'll just use twice as much, but we don't need that much today, so I'm going to make a smaller batch. We also need 2 tablespoons of sugar. There we go. 1 and 2. And 1/2 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. There we go. There we go. That looks delicious. Now we have our mixer all set. If you know you're doing this in advance, you can actually make these colder. Will help it go faster. I put these in the freezer for a couple hours so they're nice and cold, and this will work even faster than it would otherwise. Here we go. All right, I've just finished mixing. This took about 5 minutes on a slightly higher speed than I showed you, but when you dip the beaters in straight down and pull straight up, you'll see they kind of have a little point on them. That is when we know that we are in the right place. This looks like whipped cream to me. If you keep going with whipped cream, once it's already whipped, it turns into butter. So you don't want to do that. And I know that it felt like this took a really, really long time to make, but this took about 5 minutes. Some people do it by hand. We had the strawberries sitting in sugar while we made our whipped cream, and you can see that they look kind of wet. They've made a little bit of their own syrup just with the sugar, pulled some of the juice out of the strawberries. Isn't that neat? And now they will be even more sweet and delicious. All that's left is to assemble our dessert. I'm going to put one of our cake rounds in the bottom of this bowl. A nice big helping of strawberries. Strawberries are my favorite thing. There we go. And top it with a scoop of our very own whipped cream. And there we go, strawberry shortcake. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun making and eating your very own strawberry shortcake. You can follow us here on YouTube for other recipes, arts and crafts, and science experiments, or follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Tewksbury LIB. Have a wonderful day.